we probably got a little sense of what's the word I'm looking for? A sense that we were a little better than what we were. We played a FCS team last week and thought we were really good. When if you think about it, we didn't have to, just play super last week, and Tech played number 4 team in the nation. And so obviously that probably prepared them way more than it did for us. And so we got to come back and continue to improve.
Coach, talk about the secondary a little bit. They had a lot of open receivers.
Yeah, I thought we didn't play well in the secondary. I thought we fell down, gave up a big touchdown. We gave up a lot of 3rd and longs. Boy, we did a great job of putting them in 3rd and long. That was the great thing our defense did. But then they would convert to 3rd and longs, and that sort of stung because they made some really big plays, whether it's sacks or tackles for losses. Now you're in 3rd and 12. We had 1 3rd and 20. And then you turn around and you let them convert. So we've got to tighten that secondary up. With the guys coming back, I thought we'd have been a little further along what we were. But a lot of that it may have to do with some of the scheme also. It could be some on obviously the coaches and players. So this is not a finger pointing deal at anybody other than myself, because I signed off on both those game plans. And obviously I'm gonna take the heat for this one. And we're gonna move forward, and we're gonna find a way to get better.
Any update on Jamal?
I have not heard.
What about Eli and Ringo?
Have not heard. I have not got an injury report yet.
Why did Eli not go in if he was medically cleared to go in the latter half of that game?
Don't know the answer.
Coach, Manny Diaz really kind of had a scheme that was bend but don't break. Do you think that helped hurt y'all a lot? Were y'all expecting that? What was going into it?
I knew he was going to have a great plan. And Manny's a really good coach and does a great job. And when we were patient there midway through the first quarter and really were patient, we ended up really had some nice drives. But like you said, sooner or later, you put yourself in a long yardage situation, and then we couldn't convert. When we kept it in a good situation, was able to convert and move the chains. And so got to give them credit. They did a nice job, had a good plan. Their kids played hard. Got to give them all the credit.
Coach, I feel like you're up front, your team was more physical early in the game, pushing Tech around. Harris was running really hard. And on defense, y'all were kind of limited Dixon. How did you feel about your team at halftime as far as the up front?
I felt like you said at halftime, we felt like we'd come out second half and do what we did the best in the first half, which was run the football, get Harris rolling. We were getting some really good runs, some good push. But then, we gave up another score, and then you sort of get to the point where can you come back, grinding the ball out like that? Can you come back? Then we give up another score, and then you sort of get into the pressing mode a little bit, and you get out of what you do best. And that hurt us there too. And so I wish we could have been a little more productive early when we had some good drives, and maybe not have gotten behind the sticks and finished some of those drives. Because, in the first quarter and a half, I thought we really ran the ball really well.
What's this game going to mean recruiting around the state?
Well, anytime you don't win one, obviously you hate that. But hopefully we can continue recruiting well. But anytime you don't win in-state games, that hurts. But we're going to bounce back and continue to work hard.
Coach, it seems like you were in the locker room a little bit longer than usual today. What was your message?
Yeah, here's the thing. There's two ways to do this as a head coach. Is you can go in there and grab some chairs and slam them against the wall and rant and rave. But you know what? You're not really telling your team anything that they need to know to help them get out of this mud hole. And so basically I told them, hey, this is on me. It starts with me. And I said, guys, I did not have you ready. We didn't finish this game. We didn't do the right things. And I said, we're going to do a much better job. And I said, in return, though, you're going to have to give me a much better effort in doing your jobs. It's always the team.
Do you think the offense was a little predictable?
No. You need to go back and look. I know when we got to running the ball, and we're getting 6 and 7 and 10 and 6. We really don't care that you're predictable if you're knocking them off the ball and getting good push. And we did a lot last year with Western Kentucky and some of those guys when we really just ran the ball up and down the field, so like we did tonight in certain times. But then we would have a play that you might have a lost yardage play or an incomplete pass, and now you're behind the chains and you really don't know if you can get a first down on 3rd and 10 or 2nd and 10, and that calls you to do things you're really not as good as, and obviously losing Jamal didn't help on the outside with that playmaking ability there. And so, But we're much better than what we did tonight. I'm confident of that, and I'm confident that this team's going to come back and improve. One game does not make or break your season, and we're fixing to come back and keep grinding and getting better.
Coach, you had a former Cajun at center. How did you think Joseph played?
Well, he must have played pretty good. They scored 40-something points, so he must have played pretty dang good. And, you know, we knew he's a good player. Heck, we recruited him. We signed him. So we knew he's a good player. And so give him credit, too, and give the whole team credit. Thought they did a good
Follow
job.
up to that real fast. Had you have a chance to talk to him after the game?
I didn't, you know, you're trying to find all those guys, you know, a lot of those guys. And but if I would have told him he did a really nice job.
Bobby?
How did Tech's quarterback hurt y'all the most?
I thought he was very efficient. Man, the guy was very accurate throwing the football. I thought he made some really nice throws, found his receivers. I thought he had pretty good protection. When we did get to him and get a sack and put him in 3rd and long, he found a way to convert and still move the chains. And so I thought he did a nice job.
Coach, no players tonight?
Excuse me?
No players tonight? Is your point?
Yeah. I just told those guys I'm going to take this humble pie for them and let them get some rest because they're going to need it tomorrow because we're fixing to get to work.
And how much did taking some hits on the first team up front maybe catch up with you when you had to play the depth more than you might have otherwise later on?
Say it again?
No Marquise White and Ringo.
Yeah, that didn't.
The depth more than you might have.
That didn't help, you know, having, you know, Marquise out and then Ringo when he went out. That didn't help. So some guys went a few more reps than probably would have liked. But nevertheless, you know, when that's like that for both teams. Somebody's out, somebody's got to step up. It's a team game, and one guy cannot make or break our season. So we've got to have some guys play better.
Coach, was it your game plan, or was it the La Tech defense, or a combination thereof? It seemed that there was an issue about going downfield, a lot of short passes, a lot of passes in the flat, but nothing, not even long, like
Yeah.
10 to 15, 20 yards down.
Yeah, probably a little bit of both. We probably should have taken a few more chances, looking back in hindsight, and we'll see that probably tomorrow. And then also, you know, give them credit too. They tried to play everything under to keep us in front, and they did a pretty good job, bend but don't break. And we would move the ball, and have a low shortage play and get behind the chains and not be able to convert. And so I thought they did a nice job. You got to give them credit. And it's a combination of them playing well, us not playing well, and that's what you get, this type of outcome when that happens.